Well, good day, folks. Sorry for all these series of short vlogs, but you know, life sometimes gets in the way of life. But I wanted to show you, I'm in a campground called Cave Springs. These are your vistas surrounding you. The north end of Red Rock Country, and then here's a sampling of some of the campsites. So they've got pull-ins for trailers and whatnot. Then they also have pads and stuff for tents, and they each have their own table and fire ring and whatnot. And several of them, like 10 or 12, are right on the creek. Some of them not right on the creek, but then there's little trails that go out of the back of the campsites into the creek. I took some personal photos of some of those because Tamara and me, Marshall, been itching to get our camp on. You can see you're way up in the canyon here. You see the pines all the way up. Big old suckers too. Big old ponderosa pines. So yeah, this is once again my office. Technically a little private vlog for Tamara, but I'm in Pine Flat Campground at Site 31. It's one of the reserve only campsites you guys can enjoy as well. But they each come with their own fire pit with a swinging grate, barbecue grill, table. This one actually has 2 pads for tents, a lantern pole. That one's it's big and it's in the sun. This one's more than big enough for our tent, and it's in the shade. And you have your own direct private access down to the creek. And while you might not be able to hear it very well right now, I guarantee laying in a tent in a sleeping bag at night, you hear that trickle. One big old ponderosa pine. And you're still up in the rock. You can see up there. But I think this Site 31 here at Pine Flats might be the hot ticket. There's several more down there I'm going to go drive by and take a quick peek at. But I think this one, because of that shady spot right there, you know, your tent doesn't heat up at night, or my guess in the daytime, because you'd be surrounded by all these ponderosas. Pretty neato. I have been itching the road blog all day long, but yay, back in the Jeep. Had to get the power steering pump replaced. Did I tell you guys that? I mean, the Jeep's only got 64,000 miles on it, and where I was in that accident last summer, I pulled the invoice because they said they would keep it open for a year in case anything happened. I got some weird shimmy or weird noise, basically anything in the front end. Like I had the AC was leaking at the beginning of summer, blowing warm air, took it in, lickety split, fixed it right up. I actually had to take it twice. But long story short, you know, first he tested it, said go out and check it, then came back in 3 days later and it was leaking for sure, and he fixed it. But long story short, I was pulling into the driveway, and I always back into my driveway, so I pulled around in the cul-de-sac and then back in. Well, I pulled around to the cul-de-sac, obviously had to come to a complete stop, put it in reverse, and had a hell of a time turning the steering wheel. I was like, man, okay, that's not good. And I've normally got the AC cranking and the radio cranking, so I never really noticed any noise. When I drove around the other day without the radio on, oh my God, it sounded like a dying cat, squealing and squalling. Anyway, I pulled the invoice, and they had replaced the pulley because the pulley got jammed into the pump itself. I'm surprised they didn't replace the pump then and there. But I mean, like I said, it worked. Has pretty much worked for almost a year since then. But nah, I mean, it's, you know, 64,000 miles. Steering pumps don't just go bad. There's nothing to them. They're hydraulic pumps. For God's sake, there's not a whole lot of moving parts going on there. Anyway, I called him up, brought it in, and talked to him, and he called me maybe 2 hours later, said, got the adjuster, he's been here, checked it out, I showed him, blah, 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 we're fixing it. I said, well, that's awesome. That was yesterday, and I got it today. In fact, it was already done, and he was going to hold it till tomorrow morning. I told him I could pick it up tomorrow morning if I had to, and he was going to wash the Jeep for me. I was like, dude, don't even sweat that, man. I'd rather have my Jeep. I didn't have to sign anything, nothing. I mean, I just, in and out. He pulled it around front for me. I didn't have to, yeah, nothing. So, yay, Jeep. Apparently, we're going to scrimmage tonight. Wednesday for us. We're practicing 3 days this week. Did we practice 3 days last week? Do you guys remember? I don't remember practicing 3 days last week, but Everybody else is telling me that we did. So. Everybody else being Tamara and Marshall. But we're gonna go scrimmage a team on the other side of the field. But it's dark and cold and kind of starting to sprinkle rain, so I'm gonna get my sweatshirt.
Cowboys on the way. Sorry, guys. Who's gonna sing it, boys? Let's sing it louder for everybody. Boys, let's go, let's go, let's go.
In my chest beats the heart of a lion, and today I refuse to lose.
Wooly!
Lion! Lion! Lion!
I can't hear you!
Lion!
Teamwork on three!
1, 2, 3, teamwork!
Crock-pot love.
It's kind of breaking it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yummer. Awesome sauce.
I could do
Alrighty, kids, we're going to bed. Crock-pot dinner was delicious. Football was fun. But CP time. See you tomorrow. Peace out.